Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another exciting day in mathematics. Whoop, whoop. Warm-up number 49 is on the screen. Once again, make sure you grab a couple of graph papers from over there if you haven't. We're going to need those for the sesh. Now, as I understood, your sub yesterday had you guys do a video lesson, yes? Good. Anyways, you did a lot of good stuff? All right, good. Warm-up 49's on the screen. Today we're going to get going with our session that you should have finished yesterday. We're going to continue today. So I'll leave that up for a little bit. Go. And everybody grabbed two graph papers already, yes? Yes, Mr. Q. All right, here we go. We have an equation with fractions. We multiply times the common denominator. What? Oh, it's frozen. Let it go. Let it go. There it is. What do we multiply the entire equation by, everyone? 10. So distribute. That is 30 over 5x plus, yeah, 30. Then 10 over 5. Then 90 over 10 minus. Then 10 over 5x. So far, so good, yes? This is 6x. This is 2. 9 minus 2x. So far, so good? Yes, Mr. Q. All right. So, from there, what do I do from there? Tell your neighbor before Martin enlightens us. What do I do from there? All right, Martin, what do I do from there? You add 2x. All right, so add 2x to all sides. That leaves us with 8x plus 2 equals 9. Yeah, Martin's in the house. 8x equals 7. X equals 7/8 or 0.875? No? No decimals? Yeah? Go. Number 2. Write the compound inequality. Tell you what you got before Martin enlightens us. What is your compound inequality? All right, Martin, go. Where do I start? Hands if you got that. That is correct. In set notation, solution set of x such that -3 less than or equal to x less than or equal to -1. How about interval notation? Tell your neighbor your interval notation before Martin enlightens us. Bless you. Go, Martin. -3. Hands if you got that. That is correct. All right, so far so good. Ooh, I like this one though. So tell your neighbor what you wrote to evaluate this function according to this domain. According to that domain, what did you write? And then we're going to have Anthony enlighten us. All right, Anthony D. What numbers are we going to evaluate this function? -1. That is correct. Hands, have you got that? That is correct, because it says here from where? From -1 all the way to what? 2, and that includes -1, and it includes 2. Now, I threw a little, this is more like maybe a curveball, because this was supposed to be. Martin, go. Anthony E., where do we start? At -2, that is correct, because that's our y-intercept. 1, 2. Plot your point. Next, what else do we need to do from there? Tell your neighbor before Anthony passes it to someone. All right, pass someone, Anthony. Martin. You go what? 1 up, yes, 1 up. How many to the right? 1, that is correct. 1 up, 1 to the right, plot your point, do it again. 1 up, 1 to the right, plot your point, do it again. 1 up, 1 to the right, plot your point, graph your line. Hands, have you got that by yourself? Yeah, by now we're experts at this, yeah? All right, copy the agenda, please. Warm-up number 49, Intro to Functions. Your home play is pages 12 through 15, evens only. And I'm going to give you a code for an Nearpod, and in there you're going to find those PDF pages, yes? All right? So, your Nearpod code for tonight, D8, copy that, D8EAU, D8EAU, D8EAU. All right? Good? All right, so let's get this show on the road. So, previous home play, nothing, because the sub didn't give you anything. Bah! Tonight, pages 12 through 15, evens only. You're going to find them in that presentation. All right, so at the bottom of your graph paper, we're going to use a graph today. Okay, so get that big graph paper in front of you. At the bottom left, write your objective. I can identify functions and applications. I can identify functions, and we're going to focus today also on applications. Let's see if we can get to that portion. Like I said, some of this should have been covered yesterday, but if not, that's okay. We want to get some more practice in regards to all the graphing that we're doing. Okay? Let's go. Ooh, from the corner. All right, so we're still in functions, yes. Do we know what functions are? Let's think. Functions are what? Turn to your neighbor, let them know a definition. What are functions in your own words without looking at your notes? Functions in your own words. Ah. Yeah, here for every input there's one output. That is correct. Also known as a relation that for every input, there's exactly one output, okay? And I gave you guys the example of the vending machine, yes? And go to the graph paper, copy this line, please. Let me zoom in so you guys can see some of the points. Copy that line. Yeah, the big one. And if you want some reference points, I want you to use reference point this one and this one. So like that you can sketch your straight line. Ruben. So you're just copying that on your graph. Okay, I'm going to zoom out. So make sure you stretch your line as far as you can. This is example Q. You're going to write example Q, and then at the top left, write the equation of the line. There you go. So here we go. Let's do this one together. And Jaden in the house. So first thing we write is y equals mx plus b. With red, label the plus b. That's our y-intercept. And label m in green. And remind your neighbor what m stands for. Slope. All right, yes, slope. So here we go. The easiest portion of the equation is what, guys? The y-intercept, is that correct? What is our y-intercept? -3. There it is. Instead of y, what do we write now, guys, instead of y? Now that we are in functions. F of x, that is correct. The x stays the same. So now all we need is what? Our slope, which is what? Rise over run. So pick 2 points, and you find the slope. So look up. Which one do you want to use? The one down here and the one up here? Or do you want to use the y-intercept and the one up here? What do you want to use? From here to here? And remember, we always go from left to right. So to get from here to here, I need to go 1, 2, 3, 4 up. And then 1, 2 to the right. So I would write 4 over 2. Can I simplify that? Yeah, f of x equals 2x minus 3. Oh, we got this. All right, from 1 to 5, I'll come to borrow you with that. Okay? All right, so now that you have an example on the big graph paper, turn your paper over, go to the small side, and I'm going to give you another line, and you write me the equation. Yeah? Here it goes. Let me zoom in. Reference points, I guess we can use, let's use this one. On the small one, yeah. This point over here, and let's use this point right here. So your line can go straight. Oh, yes. Man, that sounds cool, huh? Like for tomorrow? Wait, but it's not Friday. What? What if we make it Friday? Let's go. Friday -1. Hey, math. There you go. All right. So, look at it. Write your equation. Look at the process that we just did on the other one. Let me get you started. Y equals mx plus b. All right. So, f of x equals blank x blank. All right. Tell your neighbor what to write here and what to write there. See if they have it. All right, get us started with our y-intercept. Maya A, y-intercept. Positive 5. Hands if you got that. That is correct. That's right there. Okay. So now we need the slope. So tell your neighbor the slope, and Maya's going to pass it to someone. Slope for that line. What is the slope for that line? Maya, pass someone. Anthony D, what'd you get? -4 over what? What'd you say? Oh, not bad. Wow, you all right over there? He's off. I said -1 over 3. Okay. -1 over 3. Hands if you got that. Let's double check. I'm going to use these 2 points right here. So going from left to right, I go down 1. And then I go, how many to the right? 1, 2, 3. So 1 down, 3 to the right, and that is correct. From 1 to 5, what country are you with that? Yeah, we got it, right? Let's do one more. One more. Copy this one. Example mega Q. Let me zoom in. Actually, instead of zooming in, let me give you the 2 reference points. I'm going to give you this one right here and this one over here. All right, write me my equation. So yeah, we're getting plenty of practice with the graphing, guys, because like I said, we're about to embark, not tomorrow, on Monday, with transformation of functions, which is fun stuff, which is basically some of what you guys do a lot. Where are my gamers in here? Gamers, anyone? Yeah? Yeah, so a lot of those games, guys, have to do with what we're about to do with numbers, but those are behind the scenes. Yeah. Anthony D does not game at all. Okay, good. All right. So, y equals mx plus b. Tell your neighbor what you got for your equation on that one. What's your equation? Looks like Noah's got it. Very good, Noah. Miroslava's got it. Very good, Miroslava. All right. Equation. Selena, go. F of x, 6 over 1x plus 2. Hands if you got that. Close, but can we just simplify this to 6x? Yes, f of x equals 6x plus 2. That is correct. From 1 to 5, how comfortable are you getting the equation from a graph? Yes? Okay. So, and that brings us to this next one. Look up, please. Go to the big graph, the other big graph, and write example. This is going to be example 2q, 2q, 2q. I want you to write this on the top left. Graph f of x equals negative 1/2 x plus 2 with domain negative 6 less than or equal to x less than 2. Then write the range of the same notation. So let's do this one together to make sure we got it. Given this equation, tell your neighbor, where do we start to graph this without a table? Where do we start to graph that without a table? Where do we start? Everyone, where do we start? Positive 2, that is correct. So plot your point at positive 2, which is right there. All right, there it is. And then what is the slope, everyone, so we can get points going? Negative 1, that means 1 step down and 2 to the right. So from here I go 1 step down, 2 to the right, plot your point, do it again. 1 step down, 2 to the right, plot your point, do it again. 1 step down, 2 to the right, plot your point. I would graph my line, however, look up. In order to get our line straight, look up, look up, look up. I did 1 down, 2 to the right, 1 down, 2 to the right, 1 down, 2 to the right. If I went backwards, what would it be? 2 left, 1 up, 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 2 left, 1 up. Before you sketch your line, though, look up. But they only want us to sketch a line from where to where according to this. Talk it over your neighbor. From where to where? Let's go. So in case you forgot, here it goes. I'm going to use my highlighter in case you forgot. From where to where? From negative 6 all the way to what? 2. Domain, x. So here's my domain from negative 6 all the way to where? To 2, which is there. So that means my line should be between those points. So from here to there. However, look up. Does it include negative 6? Yes, so put a solid point. Does it include 2? No, so we put what? Open points. That is correct. All right, but that was looking at it through the domain. Imagine the 2 ships over here. They shoot a laser, but they want us to write what? The range. So imagine the 2 ships over here to find the range of that piece. Talk it over your neighbor, let them know what would be the range of that component. What is the range? Range. Let's see. Brandon's going to enlighten us. Make sure you tell your neighbor between where and where. All right. Oh, hold on to me. All right, Brandon. Felix, range. Between what and what?
1 and 5.
Between 1 and 5. Hands if you agree. That is correct. Here goes, in case you missed it. We start by shooting our laser from the very bottom portion, which is there, and the upper portion, which is there. All right, so that's true. So what do we write in between, guys? Y, but now we are no longer in Y. What are we in? F of x instead of Y. So in between we write f of x, yes? The same thing as y. Arrows to the left. However, is 1 included? No. How about 5? So we write in equal sign. Woo-wee. Let's go. See how everything's coming together now? Yeah? All right. Shall we do another one? Oh, yeah. We love these, Mr. Q. All right. Now that you did this one on the big paper, turn your paper over. Go to the next graph, example 2, Super Q. Copy this one. Hold on, let me give you some reference points. That point, this point, and let's do that one. See if you can replicate that as much as you can. I'll give you some time. Go. So it says, write the domain and range of the function. All right, so let's see. If we focus on the domain and we shoot our laser from down here upward, tell your neighbor between what values is that function found. Between what values? And we're going to have Brandon pass it to someone. Between what values is that function found? X values. All right, Brandon, pass someone. Martin, between what values? Remember, we're on the domain, so we're shooting a laser going upward. -7. -5. So just right here. Okay. How about this little piece? All right, -6. And what else? 5, and not this little piece? Way over? 5.5, okay, so 5.5. Okay. So look up, don't write this down. According to Martin, he said between -6 and 5.5. Okay, hands if you agree with that so far. Okay, true. However, and then I would write x less than or equal to, and so on and so forth, right? Tell your neighbor what the arrows at the end stand for. What do the arrows stand for? What does that mean, arrows at the end? Looks like David's got it, Dom's got it, Brianna's got it. Let's go, Brianna. All right, Dom, what does that mean, arrows at the end? That it keeps going. Does it ever stop? No. So instead of starting at -6, what should I write on the left side? Tell your neighbor, what should I write on the left side if it keeps going to the left side? Everyone? -infinity. That is correct. How about to the right? So my domain is -infinity less than x less than positive infinity. Why didn't I write the equal sign? Talk to your neighbor. Why didn't I write equal sign? Because we never catch up to infinity. Bah! How can we write this in interval notation? Interval notation. Tell your neighbor, interval notation. Looks like Anthony, he's got it. Very good. Martin's got it. Okay, Martin, what did we write? Be nice. Does it have an equal sign? Therefore? Parentheses. Hands if you got that. That is correct. There it is. All right. So far so good, yes? But look at the next portion. Graph the portion of the function of the domain -2 to 3. That means, let me put it in your terms. You guys know when you take a picture, you go to edit and crop it, what do? Grab the corners, right? They want you to crop that function to -2, 3. Talk it with your neighbor and let them know what portion are you going to graph on the new coordinate plane. What portion are you going to graph on the new coordinate plane? They're asking you to graph the portion of that function with the domain from -2 to 3. -2 to 3. All right. Looks like Martin's got it, but we're going to have Martin pass it to someone. Brandon Felix, so if we were to graph the portion of that function, the entire function, but only looking at the domain from -2 to 3, tell me where do I start highlighting this function that we're going to copy onto another. So tell me where to start. -2, so about right here. Start highlighting all the way to what? 3, which is about right here. Only that section you graph on a new coordinate plane. So do that, please. So we're graphing this portion on a new coordinate plane. So on the coordinate plane next to where you graph that one, only copy that portion. And that's what you're going to be doing tonight for the home play. On some of them, they're going to give you the entire function, but they only want you to show a portion of it on a new graph. Yeah, so if they ask you for the range, you'll get to that portion after. In case you don't see it, let me erase part of the other one. Man, I love technology. Technology. Something like that, yes? All right, so with that said, the domain was what? From -2 to 3. So, that said, on your new graph, you should have something like that, yes? All right, so tell your neighbor the range for that portion of the graph. Tell your neighbor the range for that portion of the graph. Make sure you write it in interval notation. What is the range? Range. What is the range? All right. What is our range? Since you talked it over already with your neighbor, Kimberly, what's our range between where and where? She said -6 and 6. And do you agree with that? Yes, -6 and 6. And what do I write for symbols? Does it include the point or not? Yes? Bracket and bracket. Hands if you got that. That is correct. Let's go. All right. From 1 to 5, I'll come through you with that. Yeah, we got it, right? Okay. Shall we crank it up a bit? Yes. All right. We got that one. Yeah, go ahead and do that one by yourself. Make sure you got it. One more practice problem. Let me zoom in. Write the equation of the function. So now we practice some of these and some of the others. So this time I won't give you a reference point. You make it up from there, from what you see. And let's see what you get. Go. By now, All right? So, should have started with what? Y equals mx plus b. And you came up with f of x equals something. What is that something, Rebecca? Two x minus 2. Hands if you got that. That is correct. Add negative 2 to get from there to here. 2 steps up, 1 to the right. All right, from 1 to 5, what control are you with that? Yeah, that's part of your home plate. And that takes us to problem-solving strategy. So we're not going to be able to get to the word problem completely, but I do want you to copy this problem-solving strategy. And it goes like this. And by the way, it's been around in the classroom, but I don't know if you guys read the posters. But number 1, circle important numbers. Number 2, underline the question. Number 3, box important terms or ideas. Number 4, exclude unnecessary information. And number 5, draw pictures, diagrams, tables, etc. So go ahead and copy those steps, please. We're going to be using those steps for our word problems or problem-solving strategies. This is 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I don't know if you guys notice what it spells. It spells what? Cubed. That's right. Let's go. Copy that. And here's what I do to remember cubed. Circle the C, which means circle. See what I did there? The U in red, you do what? Underline, yes. Bam. The B in green, what do? We box it, yes, yes. The E, I actually do that in black. I just cross it out because we exclude it. And the D, to draw pictures and such, I just do a little to remember the process. We're going to be using that process. So we're going to stop right there, guys. Once again, with your code, you have access to the Nearpod, and in there you're going to find the PDF for your home plate. All right, we'll cover applications for the next section. All right, I'll stop the video right there. Those of you that are following on YouTube, or if you are absent watching the YouTube channel, make sure you do your practice. Practice? Practice? Yes.